Hello, this is Richard Anthony Marca, and this is the fourth Grissom video lecture for installing Flutter and Bluetooth reading and writing. As you can see, for the Flutter installation, I didn't really need to do much because I already had Flutter installed. So that's kind of done, but I do already have the Flutter SDK and the Android Studio setup, as you can see down here. To actually open up Android Studio. And there it is. I'm not going to use it, but it works. And I was able to, if I actually go to, instead of PowerShell, I go to Git Bash. If I type Flutter Doctor, I'm going to see, oh, well, I mean, there's a new version available. I can update it. But for everything else, I'll run Flutter upgrade later. But for everything else is checked off. I have Flutter, the Windows version, the Android toolchain. I don't know why Chrome, but Chrome, Visual Studio, which is what we're in, VS Code, Android Studio. The Android Studio was the hardest part for me because I got a new computer and this wasn't in there originally. So I got that to work, as well as the tool chain. The tool chain was also a bit of a pain, but it works now, and I will update that later. So that is it for the Flutter installation. That's going to be relatively short. And here is the second part of the video for the fourth video lecture, where it is for the Bluetooth reading and writing. As you can see, we got useful resources for Bluetooth low energy, which is what BLE stands for, and the ESP32. As you can see, all this stuff is roughly the same. Where it has my own service ID, this might not be correct because this is an older version, so this is probably still Dr. Grissom's, unfortunately. But for the server callbacks for on connect, if it's connected, when it connects, it says device connected, and when it disconnects, it says device disconnected. And then we go down to this area where it starts it with the usual M5 begin, where it initiates my S5, where it initiates my M5 core 2, creates the server, sets callback, and then creates the service for the UUID and creates the characteristic UUID, and it reads and writes. And now we start broadcasting, which in Bluetooth Low Energy service is actually referred to as advertising, which is I find a little funny. So, and this one is for iPhone connection issues. I don't really need to worry about this because I don't have an iPhone. And if this all goes well, it will be able to have my M5 Core 2 connect with my phone. And this is for stuff that is going to be later, most likely for our next lab or project. And this timer is so that it doesn't continuously run and updates every second, which is reasonable time. And that is it for this last video on the lecture 4.